No problem. So we're going to start discussing data analysis as an career track, right? So what all things we need to learn, what all things we need to understand throughout these 4 weeks, 6 weeks of overall sessions. That's what we'll try to understand. So today is kind of more of introduction, and you can stop me anytime whenever you have questions. Okay?
Okay.
Sure, no problem. So this is the banner you might have seen. Basically, we talk about data analysis specifically with Excel as a main tool, and then we'll have a look at other tools as well. Okay, like Google Sheet, even Microsoft SQL data retrieval, the data retrieval from the web page, data supplier, and those things, right? But mostly Excel is the main what you can say tool what we see here. This is because lots of company, specifically mid-size or small-size IT companies, they normally work with Excel. Even quite a good number of big-size company also they work with Excel to start with, and then they move or they try to choose a tool which is what you can say going to get matched with whatever they are looking for. So it's a kind of progression. To start with, Excel is the best way to understand the basics, right? So what do you mean by data? What do you mean by analysis? How do you do analyze? Analyze, as simple as that, means if you look at the dictionary meaning, it starts with something like observation. Then it goes on understanding the meaning of the picture. It goes on basically trying to build descriptive text. It's like you're explaining in your own way, and that's also kind of analysis. So analysis have quite a good number of meaning, but here we are trying to get a meaning out of the data given to us as the layman terms. Could you understand that, man?
Yes, I'm following it. Yeah.
No problem. So what do you think analysis is as a person?
It means like trying to understand if there's an issue and trying to figure out, what the source is of the issue
Right.
and coming up with a solution.
Perfect. That's a really great sum up. Okay, so you got it. Okay, so let's move on. There are quite a few certificates from external agency also. If you look at analysis, IIBA, International Bureau of Business Analyst, is the main what can say certifying authority throughout the world. But again, some might respect it, some might take it as okay, yeah, that's good to have kind of scenario. But still, it's not a need. But if you want to, you can go for that also. It's a computer-based examination. They have certain centers throughout North America and Canada, and you can appear for them. They charge you around, I think, 240, 260, some sort of, membership fees and exam fee and something like that sort. Okay, so you can have. I'll give the website also whenever want to have a look at, or you can have a look at by your own also. It's same for
So
business.
they,
Sorry.
sorry to interrupt. So that website also has like multiple certificates, like different kinds of certificates in BA and data and all that. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. Plus, there are some
Can
levels,
I?
like you are a junior, then you are, professional, then you are senior, and something like that. They keep.
Okay.
So please have a look at that. So I don't want to specify like these are the things which we should do, we shouldn't do. If you have a intention for that, I'll guide you on that also. And there are lots of even videos available on YouTube and all. Even we can sit together. Please don't worry on that stuff. If you want to do it, it's good. If you are really keen on doing some certification, that's the thing we should do. Okay, but
Okay.
otherwise
Yeah.
not a need. It's just good to have kind of scenario. Okay.
Okay. I have another question for you. I've a lot of jobs that I've been looking at for data. They talk a lot about data governance. Like every data analysis job has a data governance built into it now.
Right.
Um, so understanding data analysis would help understand data governance as well, right? Because that's more rules and regulations, correct? So
Yeah.
this would be the basis to the next thing. Okay.
Right. Data governance is a kind of subset of analysis. In analysis, we normally, have, I'll explain those things. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Collect data, we modulate data, we try to clean, verify, validate, and then model. So all these things, they call it cleaning as well as modulating is a kind of governance. So you're governing the data. which also includes the backup restore processes also. We're going to look at it also, so don't worry on that part. So it's like kind of
Okay.
governance, you're holding the data in your custody, right? That's what the governance,
Yeah.
right? So we will talk about that also. Okay,
Okay.
let's move on. Again, data analysis. Okay, we have added AI to this. We'll look at
Okay.
mostly Copilot, Microsoft Copilot, and bit of ChatGPT. So we'll try to
Okay.
automate our Excel sheet to do certain things. Again, AI is kind of evolving. Even with Excel, we will try to basically achieve a level where we can basically get our things do automation as much as possible, so that I can do other critical things. That's the motto here. Again, there are some company who are really going advanced with purchasing the license for Microsoft Copilot or the Chat GPT 4, 3, and all the flavors of other flavors also. Now the China also stepped in, and so on and so forth. Indian
Deepsake and all. Yeah. Yeah.
also. So you got an idea. So again, it's a never-ending story. So what we'll try to do, we'll try to build a bit of a couple of solutions with, let's say, Copilot, and one with Chat GPT. But let's see
Yeah.
how we can do it, so that you'll get an idea what is AI. AI is basically artificial intelligence. You are trying to build intelligence artificially. And we'll whenever we come to that point, we'll discuss what is artificial, what is intelligence, and all those part of it. But the main problem, people try to forget what is AI, and they try to build solution. Believe me, they say AI is automation. AI is not just the automation. It's quite a what you can say additional stuff to that. But we'll come to that thing slowly, steadily. Okay. This all that's what I have included this thing, which is really good thing. Okay, and these are the 5 step: identify, collect, clean, analyze, interpret. That's the layman terms. We'll have a look at what I can say a detailed process also. So whenever we go on, some say there is a 3 step process, some say there's a 8 step process. It goes on and on and on. The best or easiest way to remember this 5 step, whatever you like. There are a couple of different 5 step I have mentioned here. Whatever you like, let's go ahead with that. Does that sound fine with you?
Yeah. Yes.
Let's go ahead. Okay, this you might have seen, so I'll just skip this thing. Okay, so what is data? Let's try to understand what are we trying to analyze, and what do you specifically mean by data, right? No, data can be, well, we'll come to definition in a couple of slides, but data can be useful information in a layman terms. So whatever information is useful, let's say my name is Ravindra. So here Ravindra is data, name is also a kind of category of data. That's what we normally say. We'll come to this, explanation or understanding one by one. But normally what business believes, business requirements is a kind of data to start with in terms of whatever business requires, right? So if business says, I have this huge, Excel sheet, which is a kind of 2024, sales. Now, could you please guide me? What are the items which I sold most? What are the items which are giving me the most of the profits? And these two can be independent entities, right? Whatever you sold in numbers might not generate the profit you require. Could you understand this thing?
That's right. Yes, I got it. Yeah.
In that scenario, that's why the business requirement and the nitty-gritty of it. That's what it means by collecting data or trying to understand what is data in terms of a business manager, in terms of a business head, in terms of a business owner. How do you define a data? And that's a kind of initial understanding or initial, whatever they shared with us. It can be as simple as Excel sheet. It can be as simple as paragraph written and given to you, or a novel given to you, and so on. So it can be quite a different type of data nowadays. Even an audio file, a video file, or a picture as well can be a data starting point as well. Then you acquire data from that, because whatever the solution you are building might not require the complete data given to you. Like we see in the Excel sheet, right? In the sales, you might have monthly segregation, daily segregation, and blah, which we don't need to actually understand which is the most sold item throughout the year, or which is the item which is giving the best possible profit. So that's how we normally take the data, or what we call data retrieval. We acquire the data, we store the data at your local desktop or cloud or palm top, whatever you're using. Okay, And then we try to understand, do I have enough data? Do I need to ask for more? Do I need to retrieve, or they're going to give it to me? And all this process started. So the first process is normally called data acquisition in terms of data analysis. Okay. So we are understanding the problem. We are identifying the central objective in terms of what we need to do, what we need to achieve, and identify the variables that need to be predicted, what is given to you, and what is has to be created, generated as a solution in terms of solution for the given business, right? And then we process some data. Process in the sense we try to validate whatever given to you. Is it relevant? They're asking me 2024 sales figure, and I might have 2023 sales figure. So it's not going to work, right? So that way I need to process, I need to observe, I need to kind of understand whatever given to me, is it correct to my problem? And it's a part of the whole cycle. Most of the time people forget to explain this data processing or data, after retrieval, understanding of data is one of the most important, process for analysts. Because unless you know what you got, you couldn't process or we couldn't build a solution for them. Am I right? Could you understand what I'm trying to say, ma'am?
Yes, I understand. Yeah, I get it.
Then we explore the data. In terms whatever we don't need, we just knock it off, we just clean it off, we just delete it off. So whatever processing time will be reduced drastically. And in some case, literally 95, 98% of data is just scrap or which is not required for current solution. You might create one or two copies and start cleaning the data on the second copy. The original copy might be saved as guided by the organization, as guided by the senior people or managers, reporting authorities, so that we can clean the data accordingly. And this is how we progress. So we get the data, we process the data, understand, is it the right thing whatever we got? Then we explore the data in terms of cleaning, deleting, arranging, rearranging is also kind of exploration. Okay. Then modeling. Again, modeling is mostly rearranging, but modeling can be something like applying some formulas, applying some filters, or applying some what you can say heat maps, or arranging it in a sequential manner so that we can understand in detail. And then we deploy the solution in terms of might be an inference to the data, might be whatever you understood from the, let's say 2000 Excel rows, 2000 rows of data, 2000 elements of data, 2000 data entities, and we normally try to infer what it means to the business people depending upon the requirement. So the relation of so the process of generating solution from the data is actually a data analysis. The solution can be as simple as your sales figures doesn't look good. It can be as difficult as in October 2024, you did the maximum sale, but the least profit. And these are kind of, business insight which we need to generate in terms of our analysis output most of the time. And you might need to present this thing. So, we need to work on presentation skill. We need to understand of speaking clearly and with the optimum speed so that these, people, whoever are your audience, they can understand you. Okay. Even sometimes I, speak quite speedily. The speed is quite, daunting, I'll say. But sometimes I need to control myself saying, okay, no, English is not my, well, it's not my mother tongue. I have acquired it through, traveling so around the world, talking to so many people and all. But still, on the ground level, it's not my mother tongue. So I need to understand what the people need in terms of in front of me. Might be a different culture, might be a different, business entity, might be a specific region. So if you go to Midwest, if you go to Texas, if you go to those, middle state, there they speak a bit slower. If you go to New York, LA, these are all metropolitan regions, or what I can say, big cities which try to speak faster. And these things do
Right.
happen wherever we work. So these are things also we need to understand to communicate well, to transfer whatever I'm learning to the audience, to the people, need the solution. Sometimes this can be really critical because with the blood, with the enthusiasm, we try to speak faster. We try to say so many things which business people don't. So here the deployment also means to say you have to give them whatever is relevant rather than pile of data, because they are giving you pile of data, right? And you shouldn't reply in such kind. We need to understand, we have to infer, we need to generate some result in the least possible statements and given it to the business from the big, huge data. It can be textual data, it can be image data, it can be audio data, it can be video data, and blah, blah, blah. Even creating summarization of a movie is also a data analyst job nowadays. Netflix and various even movie houses, they employ a good number of data analysts to generate a data point for their movies. And where does it, really useful to start with building the metadata for the movie. So if somebody is searching for crime thriller or science fiction thriller, where do we get those metadata? Metadata is basically a small representation of a huge, not so data readable file. Not so data readable file in the sense picture. The computer can't read picture. Computer can't read movie. Could you understand me?
Okay, so that is called metadata, something that the computer cannot read
Yeah.
easily, like picture, video.
We give
Okay.
computer like the profile picture of Varna ma'am is she's do a kind of rock climbing with a really nice backdrop. I'm just creating this
Yeah.
metadata from the observation. Again, this is I'm analyzing your profile picture, as simple as that. So this is also
Right.
data stuff. And most of the time people forget these things. They say, man, what Warner Brothers is doing with 250 data analysts. And believe me, there are a good number of hierarchy there. They do this
Oh, okay.
make sure the metadata, because whenever you give a movie to Netflix ना, they say boss movie तो ठीक है लेकिन ये क्या चीज क्या है? I'm not going to view watch your 2 hour movie, right? And now movie
Yeah.
see the 2 hour movie. So they're not going to sit and watch 2 hours movie. They say, give me some metadata so that I can upload it to my site. So whenever Ravindra comes and say, I need science fiction horror, I need science fiction, romance. So he should get that. And these are the two, metadata which I search for. There are people who are really, what you can say, into those searching for a particular movie, and they search for literally, I've seen specifically 8 to 10 such entities they put to search for a particular movie, and that's how they search. Because I know they are very keen movie watchers or whatever we call it, but for me,
Yeah.
just 2 or 3 entities are more than enough. So that's why to support this thing, if you look at the Netflix model, right? The way Netflix got what I can say, wherever it is, they have grown through this metadata only. They build the AI based on the metadata, and then they acquire the maximum market. So Netflix is a really great study to understand what is analysis. And that's a kind of movie-based analysis, sitcom-based analysis, regional-based analysis, and so on and so forth. Even religion-based analysis, and so on and so forth. So they have so many such, what you can say, data items where the search is enabled to, where the search is basically actually spanned on. Could you understand what I'm trying to say, ma'am?
Yeah. I see that now. Yeah, I'm understanding it. Yes, how Netflix. Yeah, I use Netflix, but now I'm putting it into how data analysts could work and, yeah,
Great. Great.
makes sense. Yes.
Compare Amazon. You must be having Amazon as well as Netflix.
Yes.
And you can compare these two searches. Even try to do whatever you like. Do the same search on Amazon and Netflix. And you'll get movies. There are similar movies also, but you'll get different movie. And then try to understand how Netflix is more efficient than Amazon. I'm not trying to
Yes.
say Amazon or Netflix, but you might have understood that.
Yes. Netflix is definitely more, yeah.
Same thing with
Yeah.
BBC and CNN. CNN is more data driven. BBC is more what you can say TRP driven.
Uh,
Have a look at
yeah.
uh,
Yes.
and this is how the evolution is working now, right now. And that's why we kept an AI element into this, because whenever we are talking to the interviewer, right, you have to stress, like you can understand the future of data analyst as well. And don't say ki everything is going to automated, because never is. You know the
Yeah.
self-driving car thing, right? Self-driving car, the
Yeah,
Waymo.
yeah, yeah. Yes. I know Tesla. Yeah.
Yeah, company like Google started applying self-driving car in 2004. Means they started creating. They had their first model, a car on rail in 2004 June. I know because I am a keen reader of Google. I'm a tutor of Google. I do Google data science implementation, Google TensorFlow implementation, all. So I know these, history of that, and I have a liking. So I do read those their site as well. The YMO, you can go to ymo.com and you'll get the whole
Yeah.
details of it. So they started in 2004. Even in today, 2015, 21 years after, we still don't have a fully functional driverless car. Are you with me?
Yeah, I mean, well, Tesla is FSD. It's fully functional.
No, it's
You can drive Tesla without,
you
like,
driven
you can
that
drive
car?
it automatically.
Have you tried to driven that car? It's
I
available.
have, I own that car. I have a car. I have Tesla.
Okay, so can I say I can go to point A to point B without touching the drive? What you can say?
Yes.
Manually.
Without touching the steering wheel or the brakes or anything, yes. It
Oh,
can go to point A to point B. It also, if I'm at a certain location, it can come from the parking lot and come pick me up as well. You can summon the car too.
wow, man! I didn't.
Yes.
I still, whenever you have, huge, what you can say, traffic on the road, the car tries to slow down much below
Yes.
20, 30 speed and all. So it's really,
Yes.
I'm a fast driver. I'm a kind of rash driver. You might,
Right.
I've driven in Germany. I like driving. I don't like driving in India specifically.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Mumbai,
yes, so if I've driven all over United States with the Tesla, so on highways, it goes at a really good speed and then it slows down. It does it automatically. I don't have to do anything. Yeah.
okay, great, great. So we agree to disagree, and no disrespect. Don't
That's
feel
okay. Yeah, yeah.
okay that we'll keep discussing this thing throughout this
Oh
session.
yeah, yeah. No, no, no worries. No, I'm good. I'm good.
Don't
Yeah.
feel bad because I'm a kind of technical person who
Yes.
to analyze the evolution of technology because I'm a
Yes.
technocrat by heart. I have done computer science as in my bachelor's. And so on and so forth. So I have a
Yes.
keen, what you can say, interest in the evolution of microprocessor, evolution of that,
Yes.
transfer and all. So I go to that level. But I'm just giving you a heads up. So please stop me if I'm going too technical. Huh? And
No, no, that's okay. I'm good. Yeah, I'm
help
good.
to teach me or to understand your experiences, how you driven and how do you enjoying this automated driving. Okay, let's take it like you're driving it, and I'm really thankful. Like after 20, 21 years, we are at a mature stage where I can have a self-driving car. I can concur with you on that, but personally, I'm still not what you can say confident enough. Okay,
Yeah, yeah, I get it. Yeah.
don't feel
Well,
bad.
maybe once Tesla gets launched in India, which it is in Bombay, then maybe, people will get the opportunity to test it out.
Yeah, there are around, I think, 12 or 14 Tesla in Mumbai.
Yeah.
Mostly with
Yes.
the actors and, more of politicians and all, just for showcasing this. Like Ritesh
Um,
try to showcase his Tesla with a green and, all those things. So that
yeah.
it's there. And this is a, in India, if you go on the road and if you don't switch it to manual, it drives at around
It's difficult. I know. It's
it's quite
difficult to drive.
different. And we
Yes.
can't enjoy the driving of the car. Even in highway, we have those potholes and all, right? It try to,
Yes.
but still it's too daunting for the wheels, too daunting for the shock absorbers and all. That's what I've,
Yeah.
heard. That's what we have discussed with a couple of politicians, and that's how I get to know. But yeah, okay.
Right.
In US,
Yeah.
yeah, I think I was in St. Louis, so it's a really sparsely populated area, and
Yeah.
their driving car is really enjoyment. Means
Yes.
even when I
It's
was there
it's
in
easy. Yeah.
2007, 2008, there were hardly
Yeah.
any, cop post across I-95, I-55, and all. So I used to enjoy driving there at almost how many 100 miles or 110 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I was working
Yes.
price rent a car. So I used to get
Oh,
I used to get Ferrari well one time only. My specialty car is Grand Marquis Mercury. You heard of this car?
okay.
It's a
Yes.
finger car normally given to FBI and all. It's a gas guzzler, but the car is
Yeah.
really good. Means if you want to do those ice spinning, this is the best
Yes.
because the
Yes. It's a sports car. Yeah.
I'm fully used of different topic. Okay, great.
No, I like driving too. I love driving and I love driving different cars. So I'm a
Okay.
car enthusiastic myself. Yeah.
So, so have you tried Grand Marquis by any chance?
No, I have not. Have not driven that yet.
Crown Victoria. But Crown Victoria
Yeah.
is kind of lesser on engine power. But
Yeah.
this car is really top. But also the most important point, you can feel the power in your steering. I know it has
Ah, nice.
hydraulics and blah blah things, but that feeling like Hummer, right? Whenever you try
Yeah. Yeah.
and whenever you hold those handles, when you hold those steering, you feel there's a lot of power, below me
Yes.
to, push me to limits and all. Uh,
Yes.
I think Tesla is quite, what you can say,
It's
soundproof,
lighter. It's on a lighter and it's quiet, very quiet. Yeah.
like Mercedes, like BMW. You don't feel those
Yeah.
power. It's there. I'm not saying it's not there,
True.
but still, these are highly tuned cars. So you have a
Correct.
specific purpose. You have a specific what you can say understanding. But when it comes to Grand Marquis or Hummer, these are raw cars. Means they have not well, they've put in
Yeah.
some sound barrier, sound what you can say absorbing material and all, but still they're not that good in that. And I like that because you feel, oh, I have this power and I'm enjoying.
Yeah. It's a
Sorry.
macho car.
Yeah, that's the right word, I believe. So yeah, this is what the
Yes.
all about. Understanding and sharing my communication to the business, whatever they have asked for. And this is the main part of the analysis. This is the art of analysis. Whatever you're sharing as a solution is what they are looking for. Okay. And
Yeah.
sometimes I will not be able to tell you this is what I'm looking for. But in so many lines or in between the lines, you need to understand this. And this is what the seniority comes about. This is what the maturity of analysis comes about. Okay. We'll discuss this thing, step by step also. But just to give you a holistic picture, what is a data life cycle for an analyst? Okay. Any questions on this?
No, I'm good.
Please pardon me, for going haywire and these things to happen. I'm a talkative person. So please stop
Oh,
me.
that's okay. No, no, no. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun having those conversations.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. It makes, learning a bit easier, right?
Yes, and then it's fun. Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
going to share this PPT as well so that if you want to go through it again, you can go through it and try to take your notes as well. Okay, because
Yeah.
if you get your notes, it's better to refer to the notes than PPT. So whenever you try to quickly prepare for the interviews and all, notes helps you a lot. This is just a suggestion, not a necessity. Okay, let's try
Okay.
to understand what is data because we are going to talk a lot about data. We are going to uh, talk a lot on how to handle data. Okay, so let's try to understand what is data. Data refers to facts and statistics collected together for reference or analysis. Again, analysis is the main motto here. That's what we're going to do. For reference, in the sense, I'm Ravindra. As a human, I can understand Ravindra is this person's name. But when it's come to computer, I might have to mention first name as Ravindra. Could you understand the transition here?
Yeah.
When I say I'm Ravindra, a human can
Yeah.
understand that this person's first name is Ravindra. But to computer, Ravindra can't understand. Computer can't understand. Why saying I'm Ravindra. He should say my first name is Ravindra. Means that's a
Ah,
digitization difference we are talking about when you try to collect data, we're trying to get the data. And this is also part of cleaning, validation, and the whole 9 yards of it, right? So data refers
yeah.
to facts, statistics collected together for a reference of analysis. Now, what is statistics? I'm 52-year-old or I'm
Mm.
52. As a human, I can understand 52 means either his weight or his age or somebody whatever you're discussing on in the background or in the previous seconds or minutes. But when it comes to human, he can clearly understand, okay, 52 might be his age, 52 might be his, weight. Well, I'm a heavy person, so I'm not at 52, but you can understand this. So this is how even the statistics we need to understand in terms of interpreting a data to a level where we can convert the data to actual facts and figures. Okay, so this is
Yeah.
processing the data is what the analysis is most of the time, right? So here data is a singular element. We can collect data, we can store data. This is what we are trying to understand what we can do with the data, right? So we can collect the data, we can store the data, we can measure the data. Like I have 20 data points regarding Ravindra. I have 80 data points regarding United States as a country. I have analyzed like today is going to be a hot day. Now, how do you come to this, analyzation, or how you come to that realization like today is going to be a hot day? Because I have, had a look at the weather report. The lady, the gents who are giving who were giving weather report, he told me now today the temperature is in mostly in 90s, 95s and all, and there are least chances of rain. The wind is also quite, at a lower end. So I'm going to feel warm. I'm going to feel hot today. And this is how I have analyzed today's bit of hotter day. Okay, today is going to be a rainy day because that weatherman told me today there are lots of winds, so there are lots of chances of getting the clouds to your region, having a bit of low pressure region, and so on and so forth. So this infers me to a level where I can say today is going to be a rainy day, and so on and so forth. This is what the analysis is all about: getting inference from your observation, from your hearing, from your visualization, from your keen study of the material as well. The keen studies, that's what we do in terms of as an analysis. That's a kind of professional job what we're talking about. Just the visualization, sorry, just the visualization we keep doing on a day-to-day life. Like I need to purchase milk for tomorrow because I'm going to finish the milk today. I might be consuming that 5 gallon jar for 4 days now. Now I need to get another 5 gallon jar for me and my family for next 4 days. So what I'll say, I need to grab a milk today. How do I come to this realization? After analyzing my storage, after analyzing my refrigerator, after analyzing how much I consume per day. Now, these are three elements. There could be 30, there could be 300. Now, when you, as an analyst, work as a professional, we study these data points, we study these facts, statistics, information, text, image, movies, and so on and so forth. And we also kind of visualize also. Why we need humans to analyze? Because there are many such things which are not understood by machines. Let's take an example of a person coming to a doctor's dispensary clinic, saying, "Doctor, I'm really not feeling well. I have this, nausea feeling, a bit of headache, and bit of uneasiness." Now, could a machine understand this thing? What do you?
No.
Yeah, and because there are just three statements. I can analyze the person by cameras, the blood pressure, the ECGs, and the whole 9 yard, but it'll take some time. But if you look at a senior doctor, by looking at you, they say, "Oh, no problem. Have a seat. Have a seat. Have this, liquid. Please drink it bottoms up," and he'll give you a glass of liquid. And after 2-3 minutes, you start feeling okay. So wow. So you might ask, what have you given? No, no, it's just a drink, a bit of, a sugar kick. I think you are, exhausted. And that's why I given you a bit of sugar here. So that you feel energized, you feel elevated, you feel really high on spirit. And that guy can does it in a single, in a minute or in a few seconds. But for a machine to study it, well, machine can do a detailed job. Machine can do a really great job, but still we don't have a human intervention when it comes to clinical practices, when it comes to life and death scenario, when it comes to too much at stake there. So these are the three entities where the human intervention is still preferred in day-to-day business job to make sure depend on analyst depend on various human factors to make sure to infer from the data rather than totally depend on the automated processes. Again, we are just discussing here, and you might build your own answer, because this is the question most of the interviewer ask when you really at the end of the interview and trying to understand you as a human. Why do you feel analyst as a human is a need to the industry? Okay, and we'll keep discussing at a good time. But you need to create your answer, or you can use my words or sentences as well. Please don't worry about that. This will give you a clear picture how uh, we can stress our need to the business people, because most of the time business people need to understand why do you need on the job. And yeah, it's a part and parcel of our
Yeah.
job, marketing ourselves day in day out. Okay, and that's how
Right.
I do we need analyst as a human, because chat GPT this GPT, that Copilot can read a novel in, let's say, 300-page novel in 5.5 minutes. And this is a real fact, huh? Believe me. Means if you give a novel,
Yeah, I use ChatGPT all the time.
okay. So this is how
Yeah,
the modern things are done. But still, whenever you read that novel, it's a different
yeah,
perception, a different understanding. You might like how the author have explained a scenario, how a author have explained a path for that matters, right? But
yes,
so ChatGPT, that path is really good. She liked the path, he liked the path, and that's all. But when you read, it's like 4 pages, and he explained it really well. This is the beauty of, because I'm a reader. I like to read. I at least read
yeah,
before sleeping and all, so that you can understand the author's viewpoint. You can understand the whole flora and fauna about understanding a human, or understanding a situation by a human other than me. And that's the beauty of novels, I believe. That's the beauty of the person who is writing the novel, the author specifically. Okay, could you understand? And this is what the analysis difference from an automation to a human.
the
Really,
emotion part.
exactly,
Mm.
the emotional part, or the likings or the interest part, basically, where I know
Yeah,
what I still evolving as a human, what I like, and this also changes. So rather than
yeah,
a machine, rather than a automated agent, if a person explains me why he likes driving a bike, why he likes driving a Tesla, that'll be much more what I can say interesting than a chat GPT or a co-pilot explaining me, man.
yeah. Yes, it will be very technical, kind of very dry answers. Yeah.
So
Very factual answers without any emotions. Yeah.
exactly. And that's the difference of it. And most of the time, as an analyst, I need to, convey those emotions also in a more diplomatic way, rather than imposing, rather than stressing. Convey the emotion as in, yes, I think our sales is a bit daunting. I'll not say sales is really bad in last October. I'll say, yeah, it's kind of daunting in that those weeks, I believe. Might be due to, excessive market pressure and, other points, whatever you need to discuss. So this gives you a support to your inference so that the person understands the data. So the person know what is analysis is all about, rather than just conveying a couple of bullets point saying this is that and this is that. Again, this is also a skill of presentation which we need to acquire, skill of what you can say, sharing our knowledge with the opponents, with the business people, because those guys might not be the technical person. Those guys just interested in, okay, tell me what that data means to you, what that data means to us in a short
Yeah.
shortest possible time. And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Okay, first time you might fail, first time you might not be up to the point, because you need to understand the business people's sentiment also, which might take a couple of meetings, and these things do happen. When I first landed in US,
Yes.
my first meeting was to basically analyze the requirement, and what we discussed, the toilet paper, should it back from the come down or front from the come down kind of scenario, which is more easier.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
discussed for 1.5 hours, and I was but yes,
Okay.
okay. I just got a, what you can say, favor to ask. I have a problem with my Zoom license. So this meeting will end in,
Oh, in 30 minutes, you want to
yeah,
should I join again?
yeah,
Yeah.
5 minute break. I'll give you another link on the chat and you can join.
Right.
Okay. So,
Sounds good. Yeah, yeah.
so
Yeah.
in North America, they are best managers. Means, they can manage it well. They are not technocrats. So that's what we need to understand also. The management skill are to the roof. Means whatever we couldn't understand as